if you're rich, please stay standing during this video because we need to keep an eye on you. Because today, I'm here to talk about something we've all thought, we've all whispered about, maybe even shouted a little bit at our TV during an episode of Shark Tank. Why do we hate rich people? And before some of you get defensive, let's be very clear because you have been very defensive in the comment section lately. We're not talking about your Uncle Bob who saved his pennies for 40 years and finally brought a boat. No. We're talking about the ultra rich, the kind of rich where your dog has its own Netflix password. Now think about it. Even in fairy tales, the villain is always rich. Evil king, the greedy dragon, Scrooge McDuck swimming in gold coins while wearing a top hat. Because nothing says villain like being a duck with generational wealth. And let's be honest, if you've ever been broke like ramen noodle for breakfast broke, you don't just dislike rich people, you start developing entire conspiracy theories about them. Why does Jeff Bezos need that much money? He must be an alien who feeds off minimum wage workers' tears. Let's break down why do we hate rich people? And there's 3 reasons. They remind us that we're broke. They spend money like reality isn't real. They pretend they're just like us. So let's tackle the number 1. They remind us we're broke. That's an everyday thing for me. They remind us that we're broke. Have you ever checked your bank account balance and saw $12.47 and thought, I'm basically Warren Buffett if you remove the extra zeros? Meanwhile, a rich person is on Instagram posting, just bought a 3rd yacht because the first 2 didn't match my vibe this summer. Bro, I didn't even have a matching pair of socks. Rich people have the audacity to say things like, money doesn't buy happiness. Excuse me, sir? You've clearly never seen my face when I find a $5 bill and an old pair of jeans. That's pure euphoria. And the rich don't even realize how broke the rest of us truly are. They'll say things like, oh, you should invest in more real estate. Sir, I can't even invest in guacamole at Chipotle without checking my account first. Reason number 2, they spend money like reality isn't real. Rich people live in a different dimension. They buy things nobody asked for. Golden toilet. What's the point? You're still pooping. Nobody has ever finished their business and thought, I would have made that better. Solid gold toilet. Or they'll buy a pet tiger. I'm not picking on Siegfried and Roy though. Meanwhile, I'm at PetSmart negotiating payment plans on a hamster. Rich people throw weddings that cost more than my lifetime earnings. They have champagne fountains, ice sculptures, and Beyonce performing live. I hope she's not singing country because that's not going so good. You know what I had at my wedding though? I had Costco sheet cake and my cousin Chad's iPhone playlist. Let's not forget the private jets. Rich people love their private jets, baby. They'll say, it's about saving time. Really? Is it really? Because Spirit Airlines would also get you there, and you'd even get the added bonus of a middle seat existential crisis. Number 3, they pretend they're just like us. Isn't it cute? This is the worst one. Rich people love to play the I'm relatable card. They'll go on TV and say things like, I shop at Target too. But you know what? They probably shit in the woods just like Bear back there. Bear, you shit in the woods? Well, he hasn't shit in the woods in a while. I haven't even seen him move in a while. But anyways, rich people love playing the I'm relatable card. They'll go on TV saying things, I shop at Target too. No, you don't, Karen. You're never pushed a squeaky cart with a 1 wheel possessed by Satan. And they'll say things like, I'll use coupons, but your coupon is for a free yacht upgrade. And don't even get me started on celebrities who say, I'm just like any other mom. No, you're not. Your nanny had a nanny. Your toddler's birthday party had pyrotechnics. Your kid's party had a piñata that fell apart because we used Dollar Tree glue. That's my kid's party. Meanwhile, I gotta calm down. The psychology of hate, let's just talk about it. Now let's get scientific for just a second. The psychologists say we hate rich people because of envy. But I don't think that's entirely true. I'm not jealous that a billionaire owns a submarine shaped like a dolphin. I don't want that. What I hate is the waste. Because if I had $1 billion, I'd use it for good. I'd try to fix healthcare. I'd end world hunger. I'd definitely get extra guac without hesitation. But rich people, they'll spend $250,000 to go look at the Titanic in a tin can submarine, and then we'll all act like we're shocked when it doesn't end well. Rich people's logic is broken. They'll say money isn't everything, and easy to say when you have everything. They'll say, I started with nothing except a $3 million loan from your dad. Meanwhile, I started with a hot pocket and student debt. They'll say anyone can do it if they work hard. Bro, I've seen people work 3 jobs and can't even afford rent out here. Meanwhile, Kylie Jenner just made $600 million selling lip gloss. Lip gloss. You know how many lips I'd have to personally gloss to make that kind of money? Billions. And most of them lips wouldn't even tip. Here's the thing that needs to be a billionaire, and nobody, you know what $1 billion is? If you spent $10,000 a day, it would take you 274 years to spend it all. 274 years. Bro, I spent my paycheck in 27 minutes yesterday. And yet billionaires still want more. Why? What are you money for? Are you trying to beat God in Monopoly? If I had $1 billion, I'd disappear. You'd never see me again. I'd be on a beach drinking something fancy out of a coconut with a little umbrella. And rich people, they get more money and they go to work the next day. That's not ambition, that's addiction. If I become rich off this YouTube thing, just know I will never quit. Like, I see a lot of YouTubers quitting. That's not me. I don't understand that. So why do we really hate rich people? Because they have the power to fix things and they don't. World hunger, solvable. Homelessness, solvable. Climate change, solvable. But instead, billionaires are racing each other to space, which, by the way, is the most expensive midlife crisis I've ever seen. Normal dads buy a motorcycle when they hit 50. Billionaire dads, screw it, I'm building a rocket ship. And then they call it for humanity. No, Jeff, you're not saving humanity. You're trying to colonize Mars so you can gentrify the solar system. So do we really hate rich people? Yes, but not because they're rich. We hate them because they forgot what it's like to be human, because money changes people and makes them very weird. The rest of us are just trying to get through the week without overdrafting our bank accounts. And so here's my message to you. You don't need billions to be happy. You don't need a yacht or a golden toilet or a rocket ship. All you need is enough to pay your rent, buy some tacos, and maybe, just maybe, get the guac without guilt. Anyways, thanks for watching. Sorry, I'm a little bit passionate about this topic. I really think that we as Americans should be taxed equally, and we all know the rich is not taxed equally like the rest of us out here. Like I said, thanks for watching. Boo Boo, you got anything to say? Nope. Woo.